The 2025 NFL Draft is right around the corner, and Joe Schoen and the New York Giants, they continue to make sure they are prepared as they have more top 30 visits going on this week as well as this past weekend. 4 new players, 2 of which I am extremely excited to talk about, including a new quarterback target. First, though, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're going to be live for every single pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, and we are in the middle of the month, which means it's time to let you know about our NFC East April subscriber battle here at Chat Sports. We're beating the Cowboys report, but we are losing to Eagles now and Chase Sr. I hate the Eagles, and I don't like losing to them. So if you want to beat the Eagles and you want free videos every day, hit that subscribe button and help us out. All right, let's dive into it. Top 30 visits continue to roll. So you're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Top 30 visits are extremely important for Joe Schoen, and we've showed you this graphic from time to time, but of the 24 picks that Schoen has made as the general manager for this football team, 11 of them have had top 30 visits with this ball club, as well as Bryce Ford-Wheaton, who was an undrafted free agent. So I think it's important to know who comes on these visits because Joe Schoen almost has a 50% hit rate of his picks being guys that came to 1925 Giants Drive. And the latest player to do so, or the meeting is actually happening tomorrow if you're watching this video on Monday, is Kyle McCord, the Syracuse quarterback, formerly of Ohio State. He had a big-time year after transferring from Ohio State to Syracuse. He lit it up, and all year long, I heard from people saying, Marsh, you got to check out McCord. Marsh, check him out. He's lighting it up for Syracuse, and he did. And now the New York Giants are bringing him in to further their evaluation and get a better understanding. I want to go back to this quote from Albert Breer a couple of weeks ago saying, when talking about the Giants, if I had to guess right now, I'd say they would love Travis Hunter at number 3, or they would love Abdul Carter at number 3, and they'll look at quarterbacks on day 2. And I took a lot of stock into that because Albert Breer has that good relationship with Joe Schoen, and now we're seeing actions match the words of Albert Breer. The Giants have brought in 4 quarterbacks on top 30 visits, including Shedeur Sanders, who's going to go round 1, Jalen Milroe, who's probably going to go at the end of round 1 or day 2, Kyle McCord, a day 2, day 3 guy, and Tyler Shuck of Louisville. So they've brought in 3 quarterbacks that they are going to look to target potentially on day 2 or day 3 of the NFL Draft. Let's go a little bit deeper here on Kyle McCord. In 2023, played 12 games for Ohio State. This is a guy that was a big-time recruit coming out of high school. Has a couple of state championships under his belt. He was actually high school teammates with Marvin Harrison Jr., and they went on to play in Columbus together. And in 2023, he completed almost 66% of his passes, 24 total touchdowns, but ultimately lost to Michigan and had to transfer as there was more quarterbacks coming to town. And he was awesome for Syracuse, completing 66% of his passes, threw for almost 4,800 yards, 34 touchdowns, and just 12 interceptions. But I think there's just more meat left on the bone when it comes to the evaluation than just the raw counting stats. Shout out to Pro Football Focus and their 2025 NFL Draft Guide. Go check it out. It's awesome. When you talk about McCord and where he stacks up among the other 156 qualifying quarterbacks, he was number 5 when it comes to being able to be productive under pressure. When there was no pressure, he ranked 21st. He was number 1 in the country in his Pro Football Focus grade of 96.4 when it comes to deep passing. He was ranked 66 in the intermediate game. And overall, just as a passer, he ranked 7th. So number 1 in deep yards, number 5 under pressure, number 1 in deep passing. He was number 2 in deep yards, number 5 under pressure, and number 7 overall. Some advanced analytics. When you talk about adjusted completion percentage and where he stacks up compared to the 22 qualifying quarterbacks that are in this draft class. Middle of the pack, 12th in adjusted completion percentage. He was 5th in big-time throw percentage. He was 17th in turnover-worthy play percentage. Pressured sack percentage, 17. That's number 10. Number 1, though, in average time to throw, meaning he had the least time to throw on average, and he had the 6th most air yards, or 5th most air yards. 36 big-time throws to 24 turnover-worthy plays. He's not afraid to chuck it. He's not afraid to let it spray all over the floor. He's going big game hunting out there, and he doesn't really care if it's going to be an interception. He's got a little bit of Jameis Winston in him in that regard. He wants to take the top off. He wants to make those big-time throws, but sometimes he does it while sacrificing taking care of the football. Dane Brugler, the lead athletic NFL draft insider, says this on McCord. He's average from a physical standpoint, and his lack of escapability limits his options, but he is a cool customer with anticipation and conviction as a pocket passer to make plays when he has protection and capable talent around him. He projects as a backup option in the NFL, although there is starting potential there in the right situation. Kyle McCord's Pro Football Focus player comp was actually Brock Purdy. And while I think some of the things like being able to play the quarterback position when it comes to looking at coverages, pre and post snap, he is similar to Purdy in that regard, but he's got a much bigger arm, and I think he's a big time throw guy than Purdy. Jalen Milroe and Kyle McCord are my day 2 and day 3 quarterbacks that I am interested in. If you've been watching this channel for a couple of years now, you know I'm not the biggest non-day 1 quarterback guy, because at the end of the day, when you look at the advanced analytics, they show you that quarterbacks that don't go in day 1 have a very, very, very small chance to be successful, especially when you talk about the last 10 years. Brugler gave a really good scouting report on McCord. Some weaknesses: average athlete, inconsistent improvisational skill. He's a tight window thrower, and that doesn't intimidate him, but that also caused him to put the ball in harm's way more than you would like. He doesn't have an extremely quick release. He'll sometimes lock onto reads that he sees pre-snap, and he tends to sail throws on the move. So, needs to improve. Not a perfect prospect, but when you talk about what he does well, it's at least something that I am curious in adding, because he can make the big-time throws. He's shown the ability to put the ball where only his guy can get it, and he's not afraid to really give his guy a chance. The reason I'm not interested, though, in day 2 or day 3 quarterbacks all that much is just because the hit rate hasn't been that high. Shout out to Bobby Skinner, his podcast, doing awesome on his new YouTube channel, Giants Nation. Go check it out. Here, he has some good data. Day 2 quarterbacks since 2016. Will Levis and Hendon Hooker, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, Matt Corral, Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, Davis Mills, Jalen Hurts, hit. But Drew Lock, Will Grier, Mason Rudolph, Desmond Kaiser, Davis Webb, C.J. Beathard, Christian Ackenberg, Jacoby Brissett, and Cody Kessler. There's one hit on day 2 since 2016. Could that be Kyle McCord? I do not know. But of the guys that are going to be available, I think he's someone that I am at least interested in a little bit. And I know a lot of you guys are fans of him due to his ties to Syracuse and being from New Jersey. Do you want the Giants to draft Kyle McCord? Let me know. If you do, hit that thumbs up icon. If you don't, let me know in the comment section to give me a name of a player you'd rather see them target at QB. Awesome news on this front. Another top 30 visit for the New York Giants. Savion Williams, one of my favorite all-around players in this class. You just put the ball in this guy's hands, and more often than not, good things are going to happen. Almost 6'4", 222 pounds. He's classified as a receiver, but I just look at him as an explosive offensive weapon. 60 grabs this past year, but over 50 rushes as well. TCU used him in multiple ways. Some people don't even have him as a wide receiver, more so a joker position. He's going to line up in the Wildcat and take the ball. He's going to get some zone reads. He's going to get some jet sweeps. And TCU just said, if we get the ball in his hands, our offense is going to be better. And I think in the NFL, similar things might happen. At the NFL Combine, tested pretty well. Good size at 6'3" plus 222 pounds. Ran a 4.49 40. Didn't do any of the jumping or anything like that, but when he ran the 40 and the number that it sees, it matches up with the play speed, and I honestly think he plays faster than a 4.49, and he's got good weight on him. He's not afraid of contact. He can lower his shoulder, and he's someone that I am interested in. This past year at TCU, he had 60 grabs on 83 targets for 611 yards, 10.2 yards per catch, 6 touchdowns, but 8 drops. He needs to be better at strictly just catching the football. And that's why I think he's a little bit limited as a wide receiver and why I kind of just look at him more as an overall explosive playmaker. You look at his receiving depths and when he runs routes that are 20-plus yards compared to routes that are 10 to 19 yards or short 0 to 9 or behind the line of scrimmage. 9% of his targets came on 20-plus yard throws. 18% of his targets came on throws that went from 10 to 19 yards. 47% of his targets were short of 9 yards and 25% behind the line of scrimmage. So from behind the line of scrimmage to 9 yards, over 72% of his targets came in that area. So he needs to grow as a route runner. But, man, when the ball's in his hands, he is explosive. And that's why TCU gave him 51 carries this year. 322 yards, 6.3 yards per carry. He did have a touchdown on the ground, 215 yards after contact. He averaged 4.2 yards after contact per attempt. 22 missed tackles for us. He can make you miss. He can also run right through you. He had 11 runs of more than 10-plus yards, 7 runs of more than 15-plus yards, and he picked up 20 first downs on the year. I'm interested in Savion Williams. I like him at pick 99, maybe pick 105 or pick 104, whenever that pick is. I can't remember off the top of my head. But the Giants, they need more weapons on offense, and that's what Williams is. Brugler saying this about him. TCU leaned into Williams' unique athletic profile in 2024, and the manufactured touches showcase his ability to create with the ball. However, the move came at a necessity because of Williams' inconsistencies as a traditional receiver. He projects as more of a joker weapon and needs a creative play caller who can utilize him in different ways, similar to a guy like Cordero Patterson. A lot of talk of, because he at the combine did wide receiver and running back drills of where is he going to play. Marshall, Giants don't need a receiver. Giants don't need a running back. I don't abide by that theory. The Giants need more weapons. The Giants need more guys that when the ball is in their hands, good things happen, and that is Savion Williams. He's also a really good contested catch guy due to his size. He was targeted 9 times in contested catch situations. He caught 8 of them. So you could throw him some goal line fades. He should be a good red zone guy with the ball in his hands as a running back or as a receiver. Interesting prospect that I am definitely someone that I'm keeping my eyes on for the New York Giants. I got 2 more players to talk about coming from Oklahoma State. But first, I got to tell you about our proud sponsor, Game Time. If you're looking for tickets to a sporting event, a concert, a theater event, or a comedy show, the best place to get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed is with Game Time. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. And if you use our promo code ChatSports, you're going to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You get to see your seat view inside the app. You get to access your tickets from your phone, and it is extremely easy to resell your tickets as well. Knicks playoff games are going on, and you can get your tickets today. They're going to be expensive, and that's why you got to use our promo code ChatSports. Have that Game Time Picks feature as well as that all-in pricing feature turned on so you get the best deal possible. If you're a baseball fan, you want to go watch the Yankees, you could do that as well. Yankees, Mets, Knicks playoff games, always concert and theater events going on in New York or wherever you are. You can get your tickets. So download the app, create an account, use that promo code ChatSports, ChatSports, and get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. What time is it? It is game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. Be a real one. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and the description of today's show. All righty, another top 30 visit for the Giants, and that is linebacker Collin Oliver out of Oklahoma State. He's 6'2", 240 pounds. Had an injury this year, so didn't play all that much, only 4 tackles and 1 sack. But what he did early on in his career inside the Big 12, I think put his name on the map, and then how he tested at his pro day and throughout the pre-draft process really started to raise some eyebrows throughout the NFL draft community. A 97 percentile relative athletic score. He is a freak of an athlete. He ran a 4.5 40, 93rd percentile. He's got good size on him as well. This is someone that I think is going to, if able to be healthy, be maybe a better pro than he was college player. I mean, his first year in college was his best year in college. 29 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks, 40 pressures. The next year, 39 pressures. The next year, 41 pressures. Like, he can get after the quarterback. He's just got to stay healthy. And the New York Giants are always looking to add pass rushers later in the NFL draft. This isn't a guy that's going day 1. I don't think this is a guy that's going to go day 2 either. This is most likely going to be a day 3 pick for Mr. Oliver. And Dane Brugler of The Athletic, he thinks so as well, saying this about him. Oliver is an explosive, leverage-based rusher, but he lacks the measurables for full-time edge work and is unproven dropping or playing from depth. He projects best as a nickel rusher with long-term potential as a developmental off-ball linebacker. I like him more with his hand in the dirt, and I understand at 6'2", 240 pounds, you're not built like an edge rusher, but the productivity says he can get it done. Oliver is Brugler's 18th ranked linebacker. I would like to know where he would have him as more of an edge rusher, but this is a guy that you're going to be looking at day 3, and someone I think the Giants maybe even look at if he does slip his UDFA to be that guy. From one Cowboy to another, speaking of Oklahoma State, that is Korie Black, the cornerback. At 6 foot, 190 pounds, he's got good size for the cornerback position, and this guy is physical. This guy wants to get in your face at the line of scrimmage, wants to play defense with his hands, and he's someone that has a knack for being able to have ball production when it comes to pass breakups and interceptions. 9 PBUs this year with 3 INTs. And like his teammate who we just talked about, he was awesome in the pre-draft process when it comes to testing. An 84th percentile relative athletic score, but he ran a 4.3 40. That's in the 97th percentile. He had a vertical jump of almost 40 inches. This is someone that can jump out the gym, and he's got good speed as well, which matches really well with his physicality. He's played 5 years in college. His last 4 years have been solid. Not the best coverage guy in the world, but he's a worker, and he's someone that I think is going to continue to grow. Going to need to get with a good DB coach, but just with the traits, the skill, the athleticism, the ability to play the ball in the air like a wide receiver. 9 pass breakups this year. We talked about it. You saw the rest of them. This is someone that I think the Giants will look to target in day 3 or maybe even a priority UDFA, as he is the 18th ranked corner by Dane Brugler. Brugler saying this about Korie Black, saying he needs to improve his eye discipline to better stay in phase, but NFL teams will like his physicality, his physical attitude and length to match up in coverage or as a tackler. And he might need to find his way on special teams to be a contributor earlier in his career. 18th ranked corner. Again, these last 2 guys, they're going to be looked at as day 3 picks or maybe priority UDFA guys. And I don't want people to scoff at the back half of this video because these late round top 30 visits are big for the New York Giants. We've seen them in the past go out and get a Trey Hawkins who came in with a top 30 visit. We saw them make Bryce Ford Wheaton a priority player as a top 30 visit who was an undrafted free agent. Keep your eyes on those 2 prospects throughout the end of the draft month. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there. We are less than 11 days from the NFL draft. I'm excited. Kind of tired of talking about it, but I know you guys are hype. So let's go, G-Men.